como vocês viram, a opinião do Ian é que o Brandão tava praticamente de off-season ali de costas, né? Foi o que o Ian falou. E nesse vídeo eu vou mostrar para vocês o que o Full Aerobiar e Avaliar tem a dizer sobre a vitória do Brandão do Arnold Classic Brasil. Bom, eles têm algumas opiniões ali que divergem um pouco. E cara, a gente tem percebido uma reação da mídia, um pessoal mais internacional realmente, que não concorda muito com a vitória do Brandão. Eles acham que talvez ali o Tony Burton deveria ter sido campeão. Tem muita gente até falando que o Good Vito poderia ter vencido. É legal saber a opinião do que esses caras aí de fora do fisiculturismo brasileiro, que não estão tão engajados assim no fisiculturismo brasileiro realmente, né? Eles estão vendo de fora. É um pouco interessante ver a opinião deles, mesmo que é aquela coisa, né? As únicas opiniões que realmente importam são as dos árbitros, já que eles são os caras julgando. Então, bom, vamos dar uma olhada aqui na opinião deles de qualquer forma, porque é um entretenimento aqui pra gente, né? E eu gosto de entretenimento. Ah, eu esqueci de falar que eu vou utilizar a legenda do YouTube, então assim, geralmente vai ter alguma coisa que não vai estar traduzida 100%, e qualquer coisa eu traduzo pra vocês, beleza? Então bora lá.
Specifically, what do you think Rafael did to beat Tonio? Was it just sheer size?
Yeah, this is tough because, yeah, I mean, when you watch, especially in the first shots, your eyes do gravitate to Rafael. He's definitely rounder and fuller from the front. He's got lots of pop. He's got great shape. He's a structurally bigger guy. But I don't know. I'm not 100% sure that I agree with the call. The more I watch it, I mean, his conditioning from the back was like pretty fucking lackluster, to be honest. Like, I saw some pictures of his glutes and hands that like they look like a guest posing at best from the back. And I think you should be judged in some aspect. Like, I know it's who's the best on that day, but I also think when you were significantly better not that long ago at another show and there's a regression there, I think that should be somewhat taken into account. I don't know. I mean, you're still judging just who they're compared to, so I guess that doesn't really matter. But it was definitely not his best package. And Tonio looked really good. He was super sharp in all poses. Do I think he lost some poses to Rafael? Definitely. I think he needs to work on his posing in a few shots, like his side poses. He's definitely not doing himself any, like his side tricep. It could be an awesome shot for him. He's just like crunched in small. Like,
can I interrupt for a second? Sorry to interrupt you.
No, go ahead.
We've talked about this for like 3 shows now.
Bom, como vocês viram, a opinião do Ian é que o Brandão tava praticamente de off-season ali de costas, né? Foi o que o Ian falou, que a condição dele tava muito fraca de costas, e essa foi uma crítica muito grande da maioria do pessoal que acompanhou realmente o campeonato. Muita gente falando que o Rafa precisa treinar mais glúteo, posterior de coxa. Todos os atletas acabam tendo alguns pontos que são mais fracos do que outros, isso é normal. E uma coisa que pode melhorar isso, cara, é a periodização. Muitos marombeiros acabam não fazendo periodização de treino, que é um erro grotesco, cara. A periodização de treino pode realmente te trazer resultados de uma forma muito melhor, mais efetiva e mais constante, já que você vai realmente periodizar e fazer o seu treino de uma forma muito mais organizada e adaptada para a sua realidade. Então eu sugiro que se você ainda não faz periodização de treino, é bom você aprender, senão você vai estar perdendo tempo na academia, ó. Isso pode realmente te trazer resultados melhores. Então se você quer aprender a fazer periodização de treinos, clica no primeiro link da descrição ou no comentário fixado e finalmente aprenda, cara, porque isso realmente vai melhorar demais o seu treino. Agora bora voltar pro conteúdo.
Tonio.
Yeah.
And I don't know why he doesn't change it. I don't know if anybody else is telling him, but it's all the very, very crunched together side shots are not helping.
No, and his posing is great, and his front double, front lat, abs and thighs, back shots, how he stands up very upright in those back shots. He hits those back shots better than anybody, and he opens that back up so nicely and so flat, like it looks really good. But those side shots, he's just really not, like, for a guy that does have, for a smaller guy, have really good front to back thickness and roundness. He's not displaying that even close to his good.
Okay, so time out. I just want to go back. So just a very pointed question. I know you're breaking down everything, but just specifically, how did Rafa beat Tonio? Is it size, or is there something you can point
to? The answer is going to be size. I mean, obviously he has excellent shape, and I think when the shape in the front double and the front lat is very impressive. He's good. He was a little thicker and fuller on the side shots, and he presented them better. So if you're going to make a case for it, it's going to be size and roundness and depth to the physique in the front and the side shots, because he certainly lost the back shots. Yeah.
Ben, when you're looking at a show, I know you're not a judge, but you've been watching bodybuilding for 20 years or whatever. So you're just as, articulate and intelligent about the stuff as any other judge. So when you're looking at this, do you, like, when you look at that, are you looking at it with the same eyes I am, in a sense of Tonio is almost the same size as Rafael, muscularity wise? So what is the difference here? Because I know it's iffy. I know, look, he might be giving up a few pounds, Ian. I see you shaking your head, but like, how did you see it? Did you see Rafa ahead of Tonio, or did you have it the other way around?
I have it as Rafa lost less shots than the other two, if that makes sense.
Okay, that's actually the question I was going to lead to, and it slipped.
Ali traduziu como arremessos, mas são poses, tá? Ele perdeu menos poses do que os outros.
My mind.
I can agree.
Is there? We always do this in bodybuilding now, but me and Paul have discussed this a lot. That's not really, and I know that's kind of how Tyler breaks it down in his breakdowns. So it's tough not to say it's not how we do it, but there's more to judging than just pose for pose. And I think a lot of people that are new to bodybuilding are looking at it that way. Like, let's go, it's 7 poses, break them all down, who won what. But we know that's not the only thing. So
É estranho esse argumento do Fuad, porque o Tyler Mannion, que é um árbitro oficial e profissional realmente da IFBB Pro League, geralmente faz os seus breakdowns ali, as suas análises sobre o fisiculturismo, sobre os campeonatos, exatamente da forma que ele descreveu, fazendo análise pose a pose. Então a gente tem visto isso como um padrão de um árbitro, né? Mas é aquela coisa, geralmente os árbitros ali têm mais opinião do que roupa, né? É complicado entender realmente o que os caras querem, que eles sempre estão mudando, sempre estão trocando, cada um dá uma resposta diferente do outro, então acaba sendo muito subjetivo. Até o julgamento dos árbitros é extremamente, até o critério de julgamento dos árbitros é extremamente subjetivo pelo jeito. Então,
why are we doing that? And if it's not the only thing, does Tonio win like an overall look because he was even front to back?
Well, I when I say he lost like more pose, I'm not literally meaning like pose to pose and counting tally wise. I just meant like, if you're just going to go for an all-in, like way up everything, conditioning, this, that, I think Rafa gave, and I always, if I'm coaching, I always picking apart weaknesses, right? So I'm stacking up weaknesses rather than strengths.
Right.
So I think Rafa had fewer weaknesses, like conditioning compared to the other two. It is how my brain judges it, right? So conditioning compared to the other two, he was behind. Then outside of that, if you look at his balance and the physique, he's ahead because the other two have more standout body parts and shots that are more that have better strengths.
Yeah,
but they're not as balanced. They're not that whole physique as a body built physique isn't as complete to me.
Okay,
that matters. So it's like completeness. It's completeness and size. I think Rafa has just had too much, but those other two could easily have. Yeah, I mean,
so I'm gonna
look you from the back as well. You're really exposing Rafa.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw my opinion. So side shots, I'm gonna say that you guys are totally right.
Tiros laterais quer dizer poses laterais.
Only not necessarily because they're better, but Tonio's doing himself a disservice in how he's making himself look kind of paper thin. From the front and back, honestly, guys, and I could be way off, but Rafa does not look muscularity-wise bigger to me, except maybe in the chest, maybe in the shoulders, maybe, but for sure the chest.
The quads, he's got really nice round quads that have some good detail. I mean, Tonio's got awesome quads.
Tonio's got great quads too, and I just don't
pop quite as much, you know.
I don't know if I agree with that, Ian. I mean, it's going to go back around, but especially from the back is where I see it.
Yeah,
Rafa,
the back is quite a big discrepancy.
When you look at the back, their backs might be kind of even. I think Tonio's is better, but especially from the bottom half, I feel like Tonio is better. And it's more balanced in the conditioning and the size. I mean, when you look at the size of Rafael's back versus his hamstring thickness and calves, it doesn't translate the same as.
Nas cavernas ali tá querendo dizer isquiotibiais e panturrilhas. Traduziu errado.
Tonio's does.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where I'm. But then you see the side shot, and you see where Tonio's giving up a lot of space.
Yeah.
So it's like, I wonder sometimes. It's like if you did go shot for shot, I don't even know
Tiro por tiro quer dizer pose a pose.
if I see Rafa winning all the shots, because I gave both the back shots.
No, he definitely doesn't win all the shots. No.
No. But I mean a majority of shots. Sorry, because I give both the back
E arremessos novamente, né? Pose.
shots to Tonio.
Yeah.
So that's 2, and then if you give both the side shots to Rafa, now you got to go from the front. So I guess Rafa would probably take 1 or 2 of the front shots. So he probably does win.
Bom, pessoal, deu um pico de energia aqui, eu não consegui terminar de gravar aquele vídeo, ele acabou de uma forma meio abrupta, mas acho que vocês entenderam. Eu acho que a opinião mais polêmica ali foi a do Ian Valier, né, que ele comentou que o Brandão parecia estar em off-season nas poses de costas. Bom, eu quero saber a opinião de vocês a respeito disso, foi mal pelo corte ali, mas eu tinha que trazer esse trecho aqui pra vocês e tava muito ruim pra regravar, então meu microfone também tá dando uns problemas, direto ele dá interferência, então é basicamente isso, espero que vocês tenham curtido.